you'll see. They'll be calling me, calling me. They'll be calling me royalty. Best to give me loyalty, 'cause I'm taking the world, you'll see. They'll be calling me, calling me. They'll be calling me royalty.
Then staying caged in these shackles is your fate. I will make you regret for this. You harshly wipe your tear, lying still like a broken doll, staring blankly at the ceiling, utterly lost. Having you will never be a regret for me. His smirk lingers as he places one last on before pulling away. Bad night, little wifey, you will see me in your nightmare. With that, he walks out of the room. A long tear escapes your eyes as you clutch the bedsheet in your trembling hand. Jimmy sat with his legs spread apart while in front of him was Theong, a cigarette resting between the two fingers of his hand. Jungkook took a drag from his own cigarette and exhaled the toxic smoke. Tonight the underworld will witness the Princess John is now the queen of our empire. He holds a cigarette between his finger, his elbow resting on his thigh. Jung exhales a long puff and nods. Tonight we will show all those that the queen belongs only to king, not to greedy dogs. Jimmy nods in agreement, brushing his nose with his finger. Power has always been in our hand, yet we still have to put on a show of coronation in front of those. The three exchange a sinister gaze, but suddenly the sound of footsteps reaches their ear. They all tilt their head towards the staircase where you descend with a hard expression. Your gaze meets their sinister eyes, scanning you from head to toe with an intensity that makes you feel bare, like their eyes are you down. You gulp and quickly avert your gaze, stepping forward toward the door. But before you can take another step, a deep, sharp voice stops you in your track. Where do you think you are going? His voice reaches your ear, making you turn toward him with anger burning in your eyes. None of your business. The three of them shoot you a sharp glance. Jungkook smashes his cigarette under his foot and rises to his full height. Everyone about you is my business, little wifey. I'm not your wife, you glare at him angrily, and Jungkook took steps toward you, clenching himself before leaving her. I should have removed that leftover memory of your body last night and on your teens, baby, then you would not be saying this today. His big throat gritted. His shameless words make your eyes flare with rage. Shameless, what else can said from a disgusting man like you? Snorkel, Jimmy remains seated, watching the entire scene unfold. I am worse than your expectation, Ryan. His grip tightens, making you hiss. Leave me, Oppa. You snap in irritation, throwing dagger at him with your glare. Jungkook clenches his jaw before grabbing the nape of your neck and crashing his lips onto yours. Your eyes were in shock. This was not something you had anticipated, not in front of the mates. You struggle to push him, but after what feels like an eternity, he finally pulls back, smirking as he watches your breathless form. Your lips are this devil's favorite prey. He pulls you even more closer, gripping your waist. How dare you kiss me in front of everyone, you shameless! You curse at him, glaring, wiping your lips with the back of your arm in disgust. How dare you call your husband that? His grip on your waist tightened, his dark eyes burning into your furious one. You shameless, ugly creature, you spit out through gated teeth, struggling against his hold. But before you can push him, he brushes his lips against yours, making you free. This shameless man can bend you, and your breath hitches at his filthy words. You avert your gaze, your cheeks burning with embarrassment. Jungkook smirk. Next time, use that pretty mouth wisely, or else I know plenty of way to put it good use. He pats your cheeks mockingly, his smirk never fading. Now tell us where exactly were you going? He adjusted his suit before standing up, taking a few steps toward you. Your voice gets stuck in your throat, even pull out of Jungkook's grip, cupping your face, bringing his lips closer to yours. Do you want to join his lips even more? His lips brushes against yours as he whispers, his hot breath fanning over your parted lips. You don't want to and the shameful act to happen in front of the maid again. I was just going to the garden. Jimmy smiles at your stuttered words, his lips constantly caressing your neither kissing nor pulling away, making your heartbeat race. You ruin your pretty lips just to see that his tone is mocking, and you turn your face away, avoiding his scared. Just then his phone rings. He releases you from his grip. Oh, that's the last word he says before picking up the call. You gulp and immediately rush out. You were strolling in the garden, the cool breeze grazing your skin as you rubbed your arms for warmth. Just then you felt someone's hot breath against your shoulder and a tall figure loomed behind you. You nervously gulp as the person leaned in, his nose brushing against your neck, deeply inhaling and breathing. His long lips rolled harshly on your lips, making the heart beat. I can't tell if this pendant is more beautiful or the necklace dusty upon finger covering your ear is daring kisses along your spine before heading down. You suddenly snap out of it and turn around, pushing him away. You glare at him, but he only smirked before grabbing your waist and pulling you close. Your hand instantly landed on his chest. Don't you dare push your husband ever again. His breath brushed against your parted lips. You clenched your jaw. Don't you dare call yourself my husband. Theon clenched his jaw, looking away for a moment, his eyes shutting tightly before he opened them again. Perhaps you enjoying being ruined by us. That's why you keep uttering such meaningless words in front of us. Why you clenched your fist as at how his was disrespecting you directly, your bloodshot eyes meeting his emotionless one. Angry little lady, he mocked. Will you curse under your breath? Just leave me. You tried to push him away, but he suddenly grabbing a handful of your hair and yanking your face dangerously close to his before. How can you kiss me in front of the guards? They must be watching us, you said in low voice, catching your breath till your eyes turned moist. He leaned closer, whispering in your ear. The guards would not dare to lift their eyes and look at their queen and king. He let out a dark chuckle before pressing a kitten-like to your earlobe, his finger brushing over your swollen, bleeding lips as he smirked. There is a party tonight, coronation, and in 2 days we will be moving to the new mansion. Oh, I almost forget. By marrying me, you did not just get my body, but also the king's throne. You taunted, your voice dripping with mockery. We were already a king. We don't need that crown. King, my foot, you are nothing but a. Young took a harsh breath, his dark eye holding on to your. The coronation is yours. You become a queen after belonging to kings. I have no interest in being your queen. You his through clenched teeth. Then be our toy. He patted your cheek mockingly before walking away, leaving you cursing under your breath, seething with frustration. 3 men stood in black duster, looking undeniably handsome. Their hair perfectly set, their faces special, enhancing their breathtaking beauty. They were engaged in a conversation when the sharp sound of heels made their gaze shifted, landing on you, trapped in a stunning background. The thin strap on your shoulder, your graceful neck, while the high slit exposed a glimpse of your milky thigh, your silky hair skimming down your back, with a few strands resting over your shoulders. Their eyes remained locked on your expression unreadable, yet the smirk tugging at their lips betrayed their thought as you approached them. You look like God demon face to me. He took slow, deliberate step toward you, but you merely rolled your eyes at his remark. These lips, they are craving my touch. His voice dropped as he leaned in, his lips barely brushing against yours. Your bold eyes stayed fixed in his dark gaze, which was trained on your lips. Don't you dare ruin my lipstick. I'm out of it, and I won't be fixing it again. Jungkook sighed around before he leaned in, his hot breath against your ear. Let me taste them, and I will make sure you never run out of lipstick, little lady. He flicked his tongue against your earlobe, his nose grazing your cheek before sucking lightly on your soft skin. Leave me, your voice was barely above a whisper, your breath uneven. I can't abandon my addiction, little lady. His lips trailed down to your jaw before you placed a firm hand on his chest and shoved him back and adjusted your hair, lowering your gaze. Willie smirked at the redness staining your cheek, evidence of his touch. You moved forward, but before you could go further, you were driving me crazy. His hands were in his pocket pocket as he stepped in front of you, his rough finger cupping your face. But if my gift were visible on you, your head looked even more breathtaking. You immediately realized what he meant, the belly chain hidden beneath your dress. Unlike the pendant and a bracelet that were in full view, his lips closed over your jaw. No worry, but once we return from the party, I'm tearing this dress apart and kissing every inch of your waist. Your eyes widened at his words, especially with how dangerously close his lips were to yours. Don't you dare, this is one of my favorites, you snapped, but Jimin only smirked, gripping your waist and pulling you against him. But I prefer you in just that. Last night flashed through your mind as you shot him clear. You look even sexier without them. His voice was innocent, but the sinister smirk on his lips revealed his true intention. You greeted your treat, ready to lash out, but he cut you off. Your husband, a mischievous smirk played on his lips before he ran his tongue over your lips. You disgusting man, you wiped your lips in frustration as he laughed mockingly at your reaction. You all stepped outside the mansion. Theung's hand rested on your waist as he led you toward the car while Jimin and Jungkook took another vehicle. Nearly 20 cars surrounded yours, ensuring Jeong's security. Settling inside, you kept a safe distance, gazing out of the window. But then a warm hand rested on your bare thigh. Your head snapped toward Theung as you immediately tried to push his hand away. This hand belongs to the owner of this little body. His dark eyes bore into you and you clenched your face. You are not my owner. I am not that easy to submit you. Your voice laced with defense, but before you could react, Jung moved swiftly, lifting you onto his lap, your knees resting either side of his vest, your breath hitching as your eyes widened in shock. What the you clenched behind you, relief washing over you upon seeing the partition up, shielding you from the driver's view. But as you turned back, Theung's dark gaze was locked onto you. If I want, I could bend you over right here, and senseless that you had finally realized that these filthy hands own every inch of your petite body. Your heart dropped at his words as you ran a hand through your hair in frustration, trying to ignore the heat creeping up your face because of intense position. Leave me, your voice was low, your lower lips caught between your teeth as you tried to suppress the nervous energy coursing through you. Are you seducing me, little wifey? His grip on your waist tightened, pulling you even closer. His intense gaze burned into your flustered expression. You placed your hand on his shoulder, your breath uneven at the proximity. I am not. Your voice wavered slightly, and then he leaned in, capturing his eyes flickering with something dark and possessive. This is my right. Never do this again. His deep voice sent shiver down your spine as he buried his face into your neck, inhaling your scent like he was memorizing it. Young steps out of the car, adjusting his suit while scanning his surroundings. John guards are stationed everywhere. He glances to his left and right as Jungkook and Jimin exit their car, approaching him. A guard steps forward, bow and speak. Sir, everything is under control. Theung turns around, opens the car door and commands in a cold voice, come out. You steps out, brushing your hair off your shoulder, and immediately feel the weight of their piercing gaze. The three of them scare you from head to toe before exchanging glances. Let's go. His hand firmly lands on your waist as the four of you, surrounded by guards, step into the grand hall. Every eye in the room is on you. The hall is filled with gangster, mafia lords, and high-profile businessmen. Some eye burn with envy, others with dread. All of them looking like a hungry wolf. You felt a note of uneasy tightening in your stomach, tucking a loose strand behind your ear. You tried to match Young's face. Hello everyone, Jimin's voice echoes coldly through the mic. You stand beside him, Jungkook and Theung, all of you wearing hard, unreadable expression. As you all know, the former king has passed away after his death. The throne was to be given to the man who would marry Princess Jeon. However, the former king failed to find a powerful enough suitor for her. So, as his rightful heirs, we have claimed this position ourselves, and now Princess Jeon has become the queen of our empire. Jin smokes, looking directly at you. The room secret seethes with barely contained fury. Many had hoped to marry you to claim the throne for themselves, but now the entire endeavor know by marrying you. The Jeon brothers had solidified their role, leaving everyone else powerless. Their greed, anger, and frustration were palpable, only fueling the brothers' satisfaction. So now Princess Jeon is officially Queen of Jeon Empire, Jeonwon. The announcement hangs in the air. A guard steps forward, presenting a plate with a blue diamond crown. Jeong picks it up, places it on your head. Your expression remain cold as if none of this truly matter. A round of applause fills the hall, but to you the claps feel bitter, mocking you. Force a small smile, knowing it's expected from you. The party begins. Your three husbands are soon caught up in conversation with gangster and mafia lords, the air thick with the scent of smoke and alcohol. Surrounded by dozens of guards, you let out an irritated sigh. Removing the crown, you place it on the table. Hello, Queen John. A deep voice pulled your attention. A tall, handsome man bowed slightly before you recognized him. You nodded acknowledgement. You had met him recently at a gathering introducing by your father. Hello, Mr. Johnson. You offer a polite smile as he takes a seat beside you, engaging in a light conversation. But even as you talk, you feel three pair of bloodshot eyes burning into you. Would you care for dance? His request is respectful. You glance around briefly before offering a small smile. Yes, sure. He guides you to the dance floor. You can feel the weight of three intense chairs. Looking up, you meet their gaze. Jungkook, Jimin, and Taeyong all clenching their jaws. Their anger barely conceals. A smirk tugs at your lips as you place your hand on Johnson's shoulder, allowing him to rest his hand on your vest. You dance fully aware of the silent storm brewing just step away you. The John brothers move closer, drink in hand, their sharp eyes locked onto you, radiating danger. Oh, Mr. John, you are quite good at this. You step off the dance floor with a smile. My pleasure, Queen John. He paused slightly before walking away. As you turn, three imposing figures stand before you. You smirk widens. You want something? Your voice is sweet, almost innocent. They say nothing, just stare at you with dark, unreadable eyes before walking away. Later, as you finish eating, wiping your hands with tissue, you speak to your personal guard. James, I need to use the washroom. He nods, motioning for the guards to escort you. This way, Queen John. You roll your eyes in annoyance. Princess John sounded better. James offers you an apologetic look. You are our queen now. I can no longer address you as princess. I apologize. Huffing in irritation, you enter the washroom, turning on the tap. As you wash your hand, the door suddenly opens. Starry spin around your eyes widen. He steps inside, closing the door behind him, locking it. His dark gaze sends shiver down your spine. The realization of your earlier action hits you like a wave. You swelled hard. What are you doing in the ladies' washroom? Your voice stammers slightly. Jungkook takes slow, deliberate step toward you. I'm here to remind my lady who she belonged to. His voice is deep, possessive. You take a step back only for him to yank you forward, pinning you against the wall. Agesab escape your lips at the sudden impact. You seem to be enjoying yourself in that arms, huh? His face is dangerously close to yours. Your lips part, but no words come out. His aura is suffocating. Open your mouth. His voice is sharp, demanding you gulp. We were just dancing. Jungkook clenched his jaw. You do remember who you belong to, don't you? His grip tightened as he cupped your face harshly, forcing your eyes to meet his. His were blazing red with fury. I never accepted this, Mary. Your words halted abruptly when his lower body against your breath hitches. Shut your mouth or I will put it to use in a pleasurable way for me. His voice dripped with dangerous intent as he pressed his, making you gasp. You understand his meaning too well. Pervert, step back. Your voice is weak, laced with the tension of intimate position. Moment later, he pulls away, taking in your breathless flushed state. You were just so tempting. He tucks a strand of your hair before stepping back. As your breath finally stills, you glance at yourself in the mirror, lips swell and neck marked with red. Jungkook's arm remains engaging you in. Don't worry, there is a plenty of lipstick waiting for your attention. You glare at him, but he simply smirks, tailing down. One last time, his warm tongue giggled only on your tastes like John Jungkook's. With a final glance, he exits, leaving you in the washroom. Heart pounding, you fix your appearance, signing in frustration as you cover the red marks with your hair before stepping out. You sat at the table surrounded by dozens of guards, frustration evident on your face. Jimin approached, his expression cold as he turned to James. Until we return, she is not going anywhere, and no one is allowed near her. Understood, boss. He bowed before Jimin left without sparing you a glance. I need to move around. I can't just stay one place, James. You let out an irritated sigh, leaning back in your chair, looked at him, but his stance remained firm. Boss orders. You are not allowed to leave, Queen John. You huffed, crouching your arm, but then a mischievous glint sparked in your eyes. Standing up, he said, I want to go home, but boss said, you are my bodyguard. You should listen to me. Take me to mansion. Your stubborn toe did not faze him. He shook his head. I'm sorry, but I can't disobey boss order. Your safety is my priority. You shot him an annoyed look. I said I want to leave. Taking a step forward, you found yourself blocked by guards standing like an unmovable wall. Turning back to James, you softened your expression. James, please. You pouted slightly, giving me your best puppy eyes. The guard tried to suppress their smile at your mix of frustration and charm. I have already sent a guard to inform the boss. Please wait until he returns. His voice remained polite, but you had no patience left. Ignoring him, you pushed past the guards. They were strong, but they could not lay a hand on you. So, despite their hesitation, they had no choice but to step aside as you showed past them. I am leaving. Storming out, you left James rubbing his temple in tension. That's when John Brothers arrived. What happened? Boss Queen John insisted on going back to the mansion. When we tried to stop her, she did not listen and laughed. Their eyes darkened instantly. Without warning, Jimin's fist collided with James' face. And you let her go. He delivered another punch before James lowered his head in submission. I apologize, but we were not allowed to touch Queen John. Theung rubbed his temple in frustration. Are there guards with her? Yes, boss. 10 guards are escorting her. Despite that, the tension in the air remained thick. Without hesitation, the three of them turned toward the exit. The driver will not start the car without our order. She has to be still there. Boss Pincher know how to drive. The air around them grew even heavier. Their jaw clenched as they stepped outside, only to witness you forcing the driver out of the car and sliding into the driver's seat yourself. Mine stopped. They sprinted toward you, but you had already started engine. Without hesitation, you sped off. Their frustration boiled over, running a hand through their hair in aggravation. They turned sharply. Start the cars now. The order was sharp, deadly within seconds. Multiple cars roared to life. The brothers each took their own vehicle, storming out of the venue with the fleet of cars flowing close behind him, and rolled down his window, yelling out as his car gained speed. Chop the car by, and glancing at the rear mirror, you saw the June's car tailing you aggressively. A mischievous smirk curled your lips. Instead of stopping, you pressed down on the escalator, increasing your speed. You are putting yourself in a big problem, Juan. He slammed his fist against steering wheel, his patience hanging by a thread as you continued your reckless escape. The road was filled with their blacked out cars, yet you waved between them effortlessly, almost as if you were racing them. Where the hell is she going? His voice laced with frustration as he pushed his car to its limit. But then your car suddenly took a sharp U-turn. Their eyes narrowed, confusion flashed across their face. What is she doing? He cursed under his breath, following closely behind. The chase went on for over an hour, with you leading them in a circle around the city. The frustration in their expression grew with every turn you took. Finally, after making them chase you look like madmen, you pulled into the Gion Mansion's driveway, bringing the car to a smooth stop. You stepped out, stretching with a satisfied smile. His grip on the steering wheel was tight as he processed what just happened. In the end, she came to the mansion anyway. Then why the hell she drove us through the entire city like madmen? His fist landed hard against the wheel before he stepped out, rays simmering beneath his skin. All the cars squeezed into the mansion's driveway one after one. As they stepped out, the young ran a hand through his hair in disbelief. I cannot believe she just made us chase her like fools. His frustration boiled over as he pulled his hair. Jimin, however, looked at them with an amused smug. You do realize she is an incredible driver, right? The other two scoffed, shaking their head before walking into the living hall. Such a brat. The collapsed. The cows resting his head back, while Theon did the same beside him. I think it's time to teach that brat some manners. His smug darkened as he rolled up his sleeves. The other two merely exchanged a glance, their expression dark, before nodding in agreement. You were sitting on the bed wearing the same dress you had worn to the party, your hands pressed into the bed on the either side of you. When the door cracked open, you tilted your eyes upward, looking at him as he stepped inside, losing his tie with a smirk. You had a lot of fun, didn't you, making all us chase after you like lunatics? You leaned back as he brought his face closer, his tie slipping from his finger and landing carelessly on the floor. I was just testing your driving skills. You struck off, but Jimin raised a brow in amusement. His fingers worked to undo the button of his shirt. Your eyes narrowed in confusion. What are you doing? You moved back slightly, your voice laced with hesitation as he leaned in closer, throwing his shirt on the floor, leaving his upper body naked. You already tested my driving skills. Now let me show you my riding skill. He smirked darkly before pushing you down, your back colliding against the bed, your knees dangle off the edge, and your eyes widened in shock as he unbuckled his belt. The realization of his words hit you like a wave. Hey, what the are you doing? Stop! He only smuggling the small softening over you. His grip firm as he caught both your wrists in one hand. Just a little punishment for my way to thank you. His voice dark mischievous as he wrapped his belt around your waist. You struggle, eyes widening, attempting to yank your hand free from his grip. Leave me, what the hell do you think you are doing? Let me go. You struggled anything but he tightened the restraint. His dark eyes locked onto yours with an instantly red stand that shivered down your spine. You look so damn hot like this benefiting. His fingers traced from your forehead down to your neck, that touch slow, sensual, making your breath hitch. Let me go, you pervert, you screamed, but he suddenly pressed his lower body on your, making you freeze your eyes wide in pure shock. What the do you think you are doing, you shameless pervert? Your voice laced with fury, but he only chuckled darkly. His finger curled around the fabric of your dress, his smug deepening. Let me show you just how much of a pervert I can be. And without a warning, he tore your dress apart in a single motion. He leaned back, tossing the poor dress on the floor. You blinked your red boiling over as you realized you were left in nothing but your rattling lips. Left nothing in imagination as it's made of lace. That was one of my favorite dress. Your furious glare meet his dark, unwavering eyes. Insist of an apologize, he pressed his bare chest against yours. Your body branded with his touch as he finally pulled away his gaze, drinking in your breathless form with a satisfied smirk. This fear is more satisfying than my imagination. He stood up slowly, reaching for his shirt. You stared at him, your body still tense as he began buttoning it up, turning away. Hey, untie me first. You will have to sleep like this. Your eyes widened in disbelief. No, I can't. My wrist hurt. Untie me, damn it, you shouted in frustration, struggling against the belt. He merely smiled before stepping toward the door.